Okay, so I guess we'll need a weapon at some point. Can I have a weapon, please, game? I think a chainsaw's actually up here somewhere, isn't it? Yeah, there we go. Which I'm a bit torn over, because like I like it as a weapon, but at the same time it's like not very good against the... is it the line figures? I just want to point out, in the HD collection, they changed the font on this sign to Comic Sans. Comic Sans. I'm just going to leave that there for a moment. Just think about that. Comic Sans. Yeah. I feel like, well, I was going to say I feel like gaming has moved on a lot since this. I mean, it has. But at the same time, this is still like a classic title. I don't care if James looks like he just came out of the Neverending Story. He's an interesting character. Although, having said that, I don't actually like James as a character. I used to, like back when I originally played it. But like, just growing up a bit, he just seems like such a bland character. And also, he killed his wife. And I get his motivation for it. Like, I understand from on a human level. Like that he has needs, or he had needs. And he did what he did because of his suffering. But at the same time, wife killing is pretty bad. Gonna go out on a tangent there and just say, or go out on a limb and say, morally speaking, killing your wife is bad. I know it's a shocking position to take, but I'm going out there, guys. I love how long this introduction is. Like, you don't like well, not including the Angela encounter. Like, all you do is just like run for like the first like 20 minutes of the game, pretty much. I mean, I picked up the chainsaw, which you don't get in the original like first playthrough. So basically you're just running into the town or walking into the town with pretty much nothing to do aside from, as I say, the Angela thing, which is interesting. I guess this is one of the things why Silent Hill 2 has such a cult following. Like the fact it doesn't feel very video gamey most of the time. Like the awkward mechanics or combat mechanic, like the way you move and the way you fight feels very gamey. But like the structure of the game and the story doesn't feel very gamey at all, especially given the time it was made, the era it comes from. And this came from a big publisher as well. It's a Konami game, isn't it? So isn't it weird though that can we go in here? No. Isn't it weird that like huge studios, or well, I guess in terms of movies, huge studios or big publishers or developers like put out these games that become classics and like loved by millions, but then they always seem to hate the projects when they're making them. Could that be Mary? But yeah, they always seem to hate them while they're making them, and just be annoyed that the creators are making them. Oh, okay. I don't think I can do anything other than go in the direction of the line figure. Oh, okay. Yeah, they don't seem to like. They don't like that they're making them, but they make them anyway. Which seems weird. But then they go on to become classics and revered and make lots of money. So it's kind of bizarre to me. Although, like, if you look at the way Konami have commercialised... Can we check these? No, I guess not. If you look at the way Konami have commercialised Silent Hill, they've made a lot of crap based off the franchise. And sometimes the crap can be enjoyable, but, you know, Silent Hill Pachinko, for example, doesn't really vibe with the original series' aesthetic and intention, does it? But like horror's the same, like horror in general seems to be like that. A lot of the at least it used to be. I think the attitude's changing a bit now because we've got specific horror publishers, at least in movies, that appreciate that there is a specific audience for the content and sort of lean into it. Interesting. But it's weird that you have these movies. Like, I was reading that a lot of the old horror classics, though we revere them as classics now, like the studios, when they were making them, like Frankenstein and Dracula, etc., they didn't really want anything to do with them while they were making them. Yet these franchises and these characters went on to be iconic and just like constant money makers. Yeah, I just find it weird. Like, I guess it's just part of human nature that we don't like to really address uncomfortable things. Like, horror tends to delve into the more uncomfortable aspects of being human. And obviously publishers don't want to be associated with horrible things, or like big corporate publishers don't anyway. What was that? That would be my impression anyway. It's quiet here. A little too quiet. It's interesting that you seem to go out into the middle of nowhere. Like, you're in the town and you wander out into the middle of nowhere to fight the first monster. Is that not weird? I wonder what the intention behind that was, or this was. Because, like, aside from fighting the monster here, we don't do anything here, do we? Like, we never come back here. And he doesn't notice the thing next to him in the shadows. Huh? Oh my god. So I think that's the line. Oh god, look at those ass cheeks. Somebody works out. Oh, okay, I do have green puddle.
Is it dead?
Interesting.
What the hell is it? It's not human.
Thanks, Mr. Scientist. So there's a few different options for blood colours. Somewhere in the menu. How game options would it be? I think you can do violet, black, normal. Yeah, so red, green, purple, black. I guess if I switched it to black, we could pretend we were playing an X-Files game. You know, the black oil, was it? In the X-Files.
This thing broken?
So, oh.
Better take it in.
I feel like she reveals the plot of the game in that like garbled message, but because it's garbled, we obviously don't realise that she's telling us what he did. That would be my guess. But yeah, what is the point of coming all the way out here to encounter that monster? What do we think? Why do we encounter the first monster so far away from like where the rest of the game is? Actually, it's probably better with the board. I like the chainsaw and it's quite powerful, but at the same time it leaves you quite vulnerable at times. Because it has a quite slow like wind up. Quite slow wind up for the attack. Oh dear. Halitosis. God damn it. What is it? It's not a zombie, that's for sure. So we took a bit of damage. Oh, what a lovely lady. I'm sure looking at that picture won't affect my game at all. Wow, what a jerk. So at some point in the game, like I think towards the middle, the letter goes blank. We'll keep checking it. I don't know which end. I don't really mind which ending we get, so I'm not bothered if it affects us, but at some point it goes blank, which is interesting. I guess as James realises that Mary is dead, and starts to realise what he did. See, if we were using the chainsaw, we would have been able to kill that quicker, but we probably would have taken a lot more damage, because we didn't take any damage there. So that's sort of the trade-off, I think.